We're here with Phyo, and I wanted to introduce her. She's an eco-lifestylist, award winner, author of 4 uncooked books, is that right?
Yes.
And when we are talking about raw food, how to make people understand the importance of raw food, how do you think is a good approach to bring people who are not raw foodies, not make them become raw foodies 100%, 80%, but just to incorporate foods? What do you think, especially with children?
How
do you do that?
Children love raw food. I think that that's why candies are colored with artificial color, like red and green and yellow. Well, those are all produce, right? Tomatoes, cherries, limes, lemons, there are those beautiful colors anyway. And then the fragrance and the aroma is so vibrant, and then the flavors are so bright. So I think that one great way to introduce more raw food into any diet is desserts.
Yeah, you mentioned that. So you say start with the desserts and then
because
the transition.
You can add that to any meal, you know. And so if you start with a dessert, then great. You fill up on fruits and nuts and seeds. So just I think getting people to understand that it's not that big of a stretch. We already eat salsa. We already eat guacamole. In the summer, we already have gazpacho, and green salads are very commonplace. So it's not really that big of a stretch. So when I've actually worked with people in the past and they want to incorporate more whole foods in, the way that I do that is I'll make them a really delicious, big, huge protein shake, a fruit shake. And then I'll have them drink that first, because I never approach it in deprivation or making people feel guilty about what they want to eat. So it's fine whatever they want to eat. But if you want to incorporate more whole foods, then how about you have this giant protein fruit smoothie first, and then have your bacon and eggs for breakfast. You know, you'll only eat half of the bacon and eggs because you're filling up on the water and the fiber and the nutrients, and your body's actually going to feel satiated and satisfied because it's getting nutrified and getting all of that dense, like, vitamins and minerals and good things. And then another thing is just add a salad. So before having whatever it's going to be, like pot roast or steak or whatever, just have a giant salad first, and same thing happens. You fill up on the fiber and the water and the nutrients, and then you might have a couple bites of what you would have normally had. And then if you tack on a dessert on that, you know, it's like 2/3 of that meal is raw without really trying. And then what I find is really important is then having that person really notice, how do you feel? And without fail, they're going to say, wow, I feel great, I feel lighter, I feel more energy. I'm noticing that I have more mental clarity and I can focus better. I feel great. And so once they realize how great they feel, then they're going to tune into that, and then they're going to want to continue to feel great. Because a lot of times people don't realize that they don't feel good until they feel good.
That's right.
Yeah.
They don't know what
they don't know.
means feeling good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they feel good, and they're like, oh, I want to feel like this all the time. Who wants to make themselves feel sluggish and slow and heavy and tired, you know?
That's right.
Yeah.
Is there a specific Asian food that you would say is your favorite?
Well, I grew up loving Indian food. So when I was a little kid, like 5 years old or something, my mom one time, and I write about this in the book, but
The aroma, you're saying?
Well, I think I just love the food. We lived in this apartment complex, and there was she had a friend that was an Indian woman, and one day I disappeared, and she was all worried, and she found me. Yeah, she found me at her house, Mrs. Rao, because I was lingering supposedly at the front door, just like until she saw me to invite me in, and then she'd feed me Indian food. I don't remember doing that. My mom told me that I did that. So I think my whole life I've really gravitated towards Indian spices and flavors and just everything, colors and fabrics and food, and I just love everything Indian. So I've loved that, and then I love Thai and Vietnamese. And what's so funny is that I think because I grew up Korean, my whole life I didn't like Korean food.
No,
really? It's so interesting what you said, because you grew up in upstate New York, right? Buffalo, is that right?
Mostly, yeah. That was like middle school.
Caucasian,
yes.
Mostly the population. So I read that there was a part where you said you tricked yourself into, am I right?
Yeah.
Into being, so was there a reason why you felt like that? I mean, I think it's pretty normal, but people don't talk about it.
Why I felt like that I wanted to blend into
Yeah.
Caucasian society? Because
Yeah.
I wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was like blonde and, you know, fair skin, and they got to eat normal food, what I thought was normal food. They got to eat hot dogs and pizza and hamburgers, and they got to go to, like, you know, the ice cream parlor and get sundaes, and, you know, I wanted to just be normal like that and hang out with everyone, but I always stood out. First, the way I looked, but then the food that would be in my lunchbox, you know, the way I'd eat, the way I looked, you know, so I just wanted to fit in. So I think that was what it was. And so, yeah, I shunned like my Korean for a long time.